Well, recent data is showing weakness in the labor market, but one area where workers continue to be in high demand, advanced manufacturing. GE Aerospace announcing today through its foundation a $30 million multi-year investment into workforce training to fill those gaps. Now, GE Aerospace CEO and Chairman Larry Culp joined me earlier today from the company's Cincinnati Training Center to discuss this initiative, which is not just about feeding the talent pipeline for engine manufacturing at GE, but about getting more workers into more jobs throughout the aerospace supply chain. I asked him how it speaks to the demand trajectory across the industry.
What we're seeing right now, again, is very strong demand from our airframers. We are going to be, I think, challenged to keep up with their expectations, but we're making a lot of progress in our supply chain this year. Excited to get into that in more detail next week. But also the airlines. I looked today, I think we saw our departures up today, up 4% over the same period a year ago. So we've talked about a mid-single digit growth in departures this year. Saw a little bit of softening during the course of the summer, but things seem to be stable on a global basis. And that's obviously good news for us. But again, given that over 3/4 of our business comes in the aftermarket, we not only have to support those building new planes with new engines, but we support the airlines around the world. All of those that we're very fortunate to partner with.
We've seen a number of trade deals struck. Aircraft orders have been part of some of those announced deals. What does it mean for GE?
Well, we look at the fact that we've got a $170 billion backlog, again, sold out through the rest of this decade. But nevertheless, we're competing for every good opportunity out there in the marketplace, be it to support an airline as they think about their MRO operations, let alone those who are either modernizing or expanding their fleets. Today, we're fortunate to have nearly 1 million passengers under wing in the air right now with our technology under wing. We often talk about inventing the future of flight here. We want to continue to serve as well for as far as the eye can see.
So let's talk a little bit about the future of flight, because you're also testing hypersonic engines, there's propulsion for military drones, you've got investments in and partnerships with startups, a number of which are getting ready to go public themselves, like Merlin and Beta Technologies. Where is the future of flight headed?
Well, you touch on a lot of the answer right there, Morgan. It's in no one place, and it's in a lot of different places. We're certainly encouraged by the startup investments that we've made, say in a Beta Technologies, the work that we're doing with Merlin. But for us at GE Aerospace, the core of our future of flight investment is in our commercial business, particularly with the next generation narrow bodies in mind. Now granted, these are airplanes that probably don't fly until sometime in the 2035, 2040 time period, but we need to be making the investments today in technology in order to have a product ready for those airplane launches. We talk a lot about our RISE program. That's really the umbrella for a number of technology efforts underway. Most importantly, our open fan architecture, which we think is really going to be the enabling technology for that next 20% increase in fuel efficiency. That's what's going to be required on board that next generation narrow body, and of course, we want to be on board at the same time.
You've also been focusing on extending the time with your LEAP engines to maintenance. How's that going?
Morgan, that's going really well. We often talk in the industry about time on wing. How long can an engine fly on an airplane before it needs that next checkup, that next service visit? So there's a lot that we've done with our legacy engines to provide industry-leading time-on-wing performances. What we're doing now is improving our LEAP engine, again, like the engine behind me, to make sure that it is on par from a time-on-wing perspective with its predecessor engine, the CFM56, while at the same time making sure those engines to come, the next, of course, which is the 9X, which will be under wing on the Boeing 777X soon, that it too has high reliability at launch. And all the while we're making sure, even in a program that's off perhaps a decade, like our RISE program, that we are thinking about durability improvements, leveraging our experience throughout the technology and the product development effort. In fact, we just named a chief mechanic for the RISE program. You might think, why would you want a chief mechanic on something that's still in the technology phase? It's because we want to make sure we're thinking about serviceability and durability from the start.
And if I bring this all together, and I guess sort of full circle here, how does AI factor into all of this? whether it's in terms of how you're training that future workforce or how you are building and maintaining these engines?
Well, we've got AI activity virtually everywhere across the company right now. Being here at CTech, talking about workforce development, we've talked a good bit about not only what we can do from a training perspective, think about AI and virtual reality, helping us improve the way people not only manufacture but service an aircraft engine, but also what we're able to do in some of the critical life cycle activities like an engine inspection, where we literally go in and check every single blade in that engine. The blades are a critical component. They're exposed to the highest temperatures in the engine. What we're able to do with AI is take images inside the engine without tearing it apart, capture any abnormalities, and then go through a rigorous image processing routine that allows us to do better inspections more quickly than we had been able to with previous technology. So it's still early, I think, in many respects relative to the use cases around AI, but put GE Aerospace down as being a bullish corporate in that regard.
Do you think we're going to see this shift amid the broader adoption of AI towards manufacturing jobs, highly skilled jobs like the ones that you're investing in today, becoming more valuable as the world becomes more digitized?
Morgan, we do, because it's not as if AI is going to replace somebody in a manufacturing operation or a service shop. It's really helping them do better work more consistently in a shorter amount of time. As you know, we often talk about SQDC at GE Aerospace, safety, quality, delivery, and cost in that order. That's really our operating mantra. AI is going to enable us to do a better job for our customers without question across all four of those critical dimensions of performance.